Okay, so as you can probably see by some of the muck kicking about, we were out on the Norton yesterday, and true to form, we have had another calamity. It was fine for the first, I don't know, 20 or 30 miles I did on it. Then we had, a lot of smoke coming out of the headlight. A rather dramatic amount of smoke. It's sort of a shame that I didn't have a camera on the bike, because that would have looked, well, it'll look good for the camera. It wasn't so good for the bike. So yeah, what we'll do is I'll have my cup of tea and I'll pull it apart, undo my roadside bodges, and show you what happened. Yeah, and then we'll see if we can repair it. Luckily, it wasn't anything I'd done, but one of the few components that I've bought instead of made has failed, which is a pain in the arse. Anyway, right, cup of tea, undo roadside bodges, and I'll show you what happened. Right, onward. Okay, so I was a little bit keen. We've not finished the cup of tea yet. But anyway, so, picture the scene. We're riding along merrily on a cold, damp, grey, just above freezing February day. Lovely. Anyway, everything's going grand. And then, the light bulb falls apart. Let's see, have I got another one round here? No? Oh, there's one somewhere, I don't know where. So, that's the little ring that goes around, well, it's meant to sit around here. You've got your bulb holder on the back, and that simply pushes on the back of the bulb to hold it secure in the lamp. So, this decides, let's put it all there, so that's sat in there. That decides to pop through into the middle, leaving just this metal ring here. Said terminals then decide to short across said metal ring and cause a bit of an electrical fire. So yeah, that wiring is knackered and it goes all the way up to the inside of the switch. It's all burnt out and lots of smoke endured. Yeah, endued, whatever. There was smoke. So yeah, it's burnt the wire out on the only the low beam side, because of course high beam wasn't on. So yeah, bulb holder wires knackered, all the wires up into the back of the switch knackered. Luckily, everything I did was absolutely hunky-dory. Oh, actually I need to pull that connector out of there. It shouldn't be in there. There we go. So, to get the thing going again, will that come back out? No, will it? Oh. Right, so to get the thing going again, I simply fished the bulb out of the headlight, pushed that back on, wrapped a load of tape round it to hold it in place, disconnected this switch, and then wired high beam directly into the lighting, the switched light for the lights, the one that should have gone to there. So, we had lights we could carry on, and, the day proceeded as it normally would, just with me occasionally sticking my hand over the front of the headlight to make sure that the bulb was still working. So, yeah, one of the few components I haven't made failed, and, yes, lots of smoke, and, well, there's a bit of burnt up insulation. It was pluming smoke. Luckily only for a couple of seconds, because the switches are nice and accessible at the minute. So then it was, half an hour sat at the side of the road. Sent a signal over to where I was going to let them know I was going to be late for my lunch. And we got the thing back up and running again. So, we're going to have to repair, if we can. I think the switch will be okay. We'll take the wires out of the switch, put some fresh ones in. Lord knows what colours they'll end up being. Because I think, they're stripy ones. I ain't got any stripes, so they'll probably be the same as something else on the bike. I'll just have to remember. And see if we can do anything with this. I might just strip that insulation off, and if the wire still looks acceptable, just put some more. No, it's not going to pull through. Yeah, just put some more insulation on see what happens. Right, I'll take it apart and we'll see what I end up doing. Okay, so we're starting to get a bit somewhere. Just re-insulated that wire, put the multimeter across it, check the resistance, absolutely fine. If anything, it was better than the one that didn't get burnt. So yeah, re-insulated that, so that's back together. Some new bullets on the end. Disconnected the burnt, crusty, nasty wire to the switch. Didn't realise at the time it actually burnt all the way through. That bit was in the bottom of the headlight bowl. The switch itself seems to have survived. She's a little bit scorched in places. You can see the terminals have discoloured slightly. But you know, chuck a multimeter across it, does its job, works grand. Managed to save that little bit off it, which was nice. So yeah, got some wires. We've gone for white for the horn since the rest of the wire for the horn's white. We've got a blue for the light in live, so it, you know, once again stays the same as the rest of it. And I've not got anything that colour matches for the from the switch to the bulb itself, so that bit of wire was long enough to make two out of, so they'll both be green. Yeah, I'll get them mixed up at some point, I'm sure. The bulb itself, I wanted to do a nice flow of solder around it, but I can't get the bulb hot enough with my crappy overpriced soldering iron. Yeah, not impressed with that thing really, but not to worry. So yeah, I've basically done some, you know, put some blobby bits of solder on just to make sure that ring's yeah, it's nice and firm, it can't push back off again. Hopefully that should do the job. And to check the alignment of that, I've simply found the old 6-volt bulb. Look at that, that's got a nice bead of solder around it, and just copied it. Once again, it could be upside down, so high could be where low is and low could be where high is, but you know, there's bullet connectors into it, I can just swap them around. Because yeah, presumably the bulb is absolutely fine because it wasn't involved in any of the shorting at all, because it had ejected itself from the situation, which is, you know, what initially caused the problem. Right, I'll put these wires on that switch and we'll see if everything works. Fingers crossed. Okay, so we're ready to start putting a few bits together and testing. It's all rewired, as good as it's going to get. A little bit snug getting these wires in because they are a heavier gauge than what the original ones were. But yeah, that's all 4 of them in. The switch should go together okay. It's the bulb holder repaired. That's the little good screw that holds the switch together. And the headlight bulb, I wrapped the back of it in tape just in case it decides to do it again. So yeah, if that solder doesn't hold and it does pop through, those terminals haven't got much to short against. We'll see if it works. And yeah, so yeah, she's ready to sort of go back together and try. That's the state of the old wire off the switch. It burnt sort of most of the way up, hadn't it? Yeah, we weren't going to be able to do much with that. Okay, right, I nearly knocked everything off then. I'll pop a few bits together and we'll see what happens. Right, I'll bring you back in a minute. Okay, so we're there or thereabouts. Let's join a few wires up and see what works. Oh, where have they all gone? That's that one. Yeah, that's that one. There we go. Oh dear. The insulation's been a pain, the little rubber boots. That's the spare earth, that's the one for the headlight. Yeah, when I made the loom I put a spare earth up here. Let's get that headlight. We don't know which way around these wires are, so we'll just guess. Right, let's see what happens. So if I give us some ignition power, Oh dear. That could just be that. So there we go. There we go. Yeah, the switch is a bit dicky on low beam. But I think it was a bit dicky to start with. I don't know which is high or low yet. We'll wait till we get the thing in, but there we go. That's one position, that's the other. And the horn works. Huzzah. Right. We shall class that, I think, as a success. We'll leave them hanging for now. Just turn that off. There we go. So yeah, it needs a little bit of neatening up in there again. Make all the wires flow nicely around in the right direction. I'll spray a bit of contact cleaner or something in that switch. It's always been a bit dicky, that one. Sort of every now and then I just spray a bit of something at it and it's fine again. So yeah, I'll pop this little bit back in. Yeah, and we'll call that fixed, I think. Oh, I did have to change that little bulb. I managed to find one kicking about. Yeah, the 6-volt one, I don't know, maybe lasted half an hour, maybe 3/4, running 12 volts in it, and yeah, as expected, died. But yeah, we knew that was going to happen. So there we go. Right, I'll get that headlight bulb back in, and I think that'll do. Okay, there we go. All back together, high and low beam working when you jiggle the switch. Yeah, as we heard, horn works. Don't know how long that's going to work for. Yeah, we've still got tail light working there. Yeah, don't know how long that horn will work for, because that's a 6-volt one as well. Yeah, I dread to think what that incident's done to me homemade charging system, because that'll have made it draw some amps, won't it? Yeah, turning your headlight bowl into a 3-bar fire, that, yeah, might cause some problems further down the line. So, but yeah, we'll call that successful for now, and yeah, probably see you next time something breaks. So, later on today, maybe tomorrow. Right, thank you for watching. Ta-da.